The main method is not the only method that you're going to be writing in your Java programs. A standard software that is commercial, software that is actually running, usually consists of hundreds, if not thousands, of methods. So, but we'll always usually have a single main method that will kickstart the entire process of any Java application that you are going to develop. So let's talk about how to call other methods from the main method. But before we do that, I want you to note that in other programming languages, they think that we call methods are sometimes called functions. Okay? So whenever you hear someone talking about maybe a PHP function or a JavaScript function, just know that is the same thing that we are calling method that they are talking about in their own programming language. But this is Java. The naming conventions for functions are actually called methods. But they are doing the same thing, and they are there. Actually, functions and methods are the same thing. All right. So let's say we will wish to do some other stuff in another method. Like, take for example, I would like to say, like to write a method called void. Say hi. Okay, and this is a simple method. We simply say system dot out dot print line, and we say hi Jefferson. Now this is a method, and the method is void. The name of the method is say hi, so just like the main method, but this one is not a public static void method. So I've just finished declaring a method called say hi. Let's go ahead and compile and see if we're on the right track. So I'm gonna do a CLS to clear the screen, and I'm gonna compile example1.java, and no news is good news. So we've compiled successfully. Then the next thing I would like to do is to run the program. So I'm gonna type Java example1, and we have hello world. But what about our hi Jefferson? It's not executing this part of the code. So that's what I wanted you to see. The essence of writing a method is not just to write it and keep it there. You have to call the method within the main method. Okay, all other methods are called within the main method directly or indirectly. So we will do that in order to print out our hi Jefferson output that we are expecting. Okay, so after hello world, I might say, okay, say hi. So this is how you call a method. You have to type the name of the method in the main method and put the opening and closing brackets, then you put a semicolon, and that forms a valid Java statement. So this is calling the say hi method that I just declared outside the main method. But this program is not going to compile for some reasons. I'll let you see the reasons when I try to compile. So I'm going to compile example1.java, and it says example1.java at line 7 error, non-static method say hi cannot be referenced from static context, from a static context. That's what it's saying. Okay, from a static context. So what's happening here? What's actually happening here is that the say hi method is not static, as the compiler is suggesting. And in order for us to invoke a method that is outside the main method, that method has to be static. So what we're going to do to resolve this problem is to define or declare the method say hi to be static. So we're going to say static void say hi, and then we go over to the command prompt, and then we compile, and we are good to go. Let's run it and see what is going to happen. So type Java example1, and we have hello world hi Jefferson. So that's how to run methods that are outside the main method. Okay, or should I say running other methods. But we don't use the word run or calling in Java. The technical term for calling a method is invocation. So I'm gonna put it out here. Method invocation. So this is method invocation that we are doing, and no, it's not the kind of religious invocation that you might be thinking of, but this is a real technical term of calling and referencing another method within the main method, or referencing. You can as well reference another method that is inside or within another method. I don't know if I'm confusing you, but let me just give you another example. So let's say I have another static method. I'm sorry, another static void method. Let's call this method do something. Okay, so and this method is simply gonna say system.out.print line I am doing something. So we can call the do something method within the say hi method. So let's do that. So I'm gonna say do something. All right, so let's go ahead and compile. Let's run it. Okay, so we see here hello world. Let me bring this down, bring this up. So we see here hello world, and that's coming from system.out.println hello world from the main method. And then we see hi Jefferson, that's coming from the say hi method, because the say hi method spits out hi Jefferson using system.out.println. But again, we now see I am doing something. That's because immediately after spitting out hi Jefferson using system.out.println, the say hi method, what it does is it does two things. It spits out hi Jefferson, and then it invokes the do something method, which spits out I am doing something. So that's why you are saying I am doing something. Very simple, huh? So that's how we call methods that are outside the main method. Another example I'd like to demonstrate to you is I'm going to create a new class. I'm going to call this public class example 2. And then I'm going to declare a public static void. Let's call this method example. Let's call it another method. Okay, and in here we are gonna simply spit out system.out.println, and we're gonna say example 2's method. So I'm gonna save this file as example2.java in the Java language fundamentals directory. And then now what I want to demonstrate to you is that I want to invoke this another method inside example 1. And to do that, I can invoke it inside the main method. But since this method, another method, is inside example 2, we will have to, and since another method is static, we will have to use example 2 to reference another method. Okay, this is how it's being done. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna say example 2 dot another method. Let me copy the brackets as well, because you need that. So example 2 dot another method, and this is how you reference static methods that are outside your class. Recall, say hi is a static method that is within example 1 class, so we did not need to say example 1 dot say hi. But another method is a method that is inside example 2, and we have to use example 2 dot another method in order to invoke the another method Okay, so let's go over to the command prompt and compile that. I'm gonna clear the screen because I have a lot of garbage here. So I will say javac. I need to compile example2.java. It compiled. Then I say javac example1.java, and that compiled as well. Then I can say java example1. Notice that you cannot say java example2 because there is no main method inside example2. That's the error. Main method not found in class example2. Please define the main method as public static void main string args. That's the error we're having over here. So you need a main method in order to run a particular class. So we cannot run example2 class, but we can run example1 class, which will in turn invoke another method that is inside example2. So here we go. Hello world, hi Jason, I am doing something, and example2's method. That's coming from example2's method. That's happening because we invoked hello world using system.out.println to spit out hello world, and then we invoke the say hi method, which is this method, which simply spit out hi Jefferson, and that in turn invoked do something, which invoke this method, which is supposed to spit out I am doing something. And finally we now set example2 dot another method, which is supposed to spit out example2's method. So that's why you are seeing all this output the way it is. All right. Okay, so I hope you found this informative, and I'll see you in the next